Hello friends, I'm from HCL and we're going to talk about HCL Micro Focus Partnership. I like to quote Dr. Peter Drucker, the famous academician. The greatest danger in the times of turbulence is not turbulence. It is the acting with logics from yesterday. Greetings, my name is Sanjay Vaid. I am the Regional Director for Nordics at HCL based in Copenhagen. And I'm going to talk about our partnership with Micro Focus and some of the facts about Nordics. One of the most beautiful places, Nordics, apart from having some of the finest people in the world, also is a big market for business. Nordic contributes to around 60% of EMEA revenue for HCL. We have 50 plus customers. We have localized ourselves. We have acquired Volvo IT, acquired somewhere around 3,000 people, plus somewhere around 30 plus customers, which takes the tally to around 80 plus customers for us. Some of the biggest verticals for us are manufacturing, pharmaceutical, energy, oil and gas, and telecom. Manufacturing being by far the biggest vertical for us, with the likes of Volvo, the likes of Kone, etc. And BFSI predominantly having presence of banks which are catering to Nordics and Baltics region. Some of the trends in the region is the cloud spend has surpassed the infra spend. The 70% of the infra spend is now cloud. And about 3.5 billion euros is what currently is being spent on this sector. The IoT spend is growing by 15% annually, and this will grow up till 2022, spending up to 20 billion euros. The Nordics AI market again is around 1 billion euro, and which is again therefore big expansion for the business and the community. The cyber resilience, as National Academies of Science puts it, is the resilience in the ability to prepare, plan, absorb, recover, and more successfully to adapt to adverse events. NIST has solutions in terms of objectives, in terms of understanding, preventing, preparing, continue, constrain, reconstitute, transform, and re-architect with the goal of anticipating, withstanding, recovering, and adapting with various techniques, principles, and approaches. The actors in cyber resilience are organization, companies, individual threat actors, which constitute syndicates, recreational actors, state actors, insurance companies, cybersecurity providers, regulators, and government for compliances. Why should your customer build a resilience? Well, it has been found that companies which have resilience as against companies who do not have resilience have a major gap when it comes to impact. They are well anticipative in preparedness when it comes to any form of cyber threat. They are well equipped, have multiple opportunities to play out of it subsequently. The impact benefit are better with the companies who are resilient and have strategies in place. The recovery speed is much faster with these companies to adjust and rebounce to the levels of operation prior to the stress very swiftly and very effectively. The outcome benefit increases the fitness and post-shock environment as well. There are many more benefits, but these are good reasons for customers to be invested in the cyber resilience strategy. What do you see as business benefits of seeing more resilient? Well, there are many benefits. For starters, you need to realign to these new realities. The ecosystem is changing. This calls for realignment, digital being one. It's not just the companies who have to adopt to the digital. It is the consumer who have become more savvy as well. So it is a whole ecosystem of employees, business, and the customers who have realigned, moving from tactical to strategical, accelerating the long-term transformation, just not looking at meeting the current goals to meet the COVID challenge, but the larger transformation to meet Industrial 4.0 and now with 5.0 with robotics. So these are some things which organization needs to do. Taking a collaborative view, as the picture represents on the right, you can have somebody looking at the feet of the elephant thinking it's a wall, somebody touching the tail of the elephant thinking it's a snake, but not getting the bigger picture. Convergence is very, very important. People need to move away from silos and come together to get the bigger picture, move together for the betterment of the organization. Measuring beyond performance, not just the value extracted, but considering flexibility, adaptation, and components of resilience. How does HCL perform cyber resilience? What does it mean? For us, it means realigning ourselves with our customers. It means the architectures like zero trust, knowing the fact that the gateway model or the centralized security model might not be as good in the internet world, where one to many, application to application, people to application, people to cloud might be a scenario where the loads will be increasing, the bandwidth consumption will be using, the user would be mobile, and it calls in for a network which is more adaptive and it's more suitable from current context. It calls for continuously adaptive framework like Kata, where we look adaptive access protection, we look at adaptive attack protection, and reinforcing the whole posture of security time and again. Redefining a delivery, we are looking at restructuring a delivery in terms of offshore, more offshore at times, less on-site, but a right mix for a client. Redefining a business model to meet the current need of a customer. Bringing cost benefit to stressed organizations. Not a lot of organizations are making money today, and we are with them. We are, cost optimizing our solutions for them, providing service offering to our customers in form of as a service. So there is low capex for them, and it's an operative OpEx-based model for them, and this whole service is outcome-based for our customers. If we were to speak to a board member, what would you say is the impact transforming to the resilient business when to your business growth and ability to pivot in the times of crisis? Well, as Gartner BCG has put it, the priorities for companies that respond, recover, remediate. The response stage, they have to respond to remote workers working from home, security of the remote workers, capital expenditure reduction. In recover, the data protection has to be taken into consideration, data center and network virtualization, supply chain, and then when it comes to reimagining for the future, they have to look at application, cloud, data again, outsourcing, and this calls for businesses and the board to have cognizance of this fact. The number one priority has to reassure the supply chain partner of the reliability of the operation infrastructure. Other things includes adoption of cyber resilience, like accelerated digital transformation to address new digital customer by being more secure in the emerging expectations of both internal stakeholders and customers. Improve data-driven decision, and this may ask or call for data availability and integrity, which are the two pillars of the CIA triangle. Rethinking the portfolio of IT projects and technology spend. You have on the one hand a situation where companies are stressed for uh, finance, their costs are under pressure, the investments are under pressure. On the other hand, they have remote workers who have to be secured, remote workers working from home and collaborating. So they have to juggle and balance the investment and prioritize. They also need to meet the legal and the compliance requirements like GDPR, incident response management, and in some cases, business continuity requirement. Improvement of their culture, internal process, protecting their brand and reputation are some of the things we will talk to a board member when we meet them on this particular topic. What do you say are the key elements of success of resilient program? Well, people, process, technology, and policy. Whereas people and process are concerned, redefining the culture. The times today calls for talent, skilling, training, and adaptability, process and continuous improvement, formalizing the response process and capabilities, core business and finance process needs to be secured. Technology and policy side, the companies would need to perform cyber risk assessment, analyze the current level of security risk, its potential impact, mapping of the security controls to the risk, cyber resilience strategy, having cybersecurity program applied to industrial standards and best practices, and all of this has to be measurable. What do you say are the top stumbling blocks for building a resilient program? To starters, the silos with groups within the company. Application team has to work with security. The cloud team has to work with security. Data team has to work with security, and all of the security team, of course, have to work together along with the business goal and IT. Adherence to the resilience framework and architecture. The management has to buy in, or else you will have a stumbling block. And most importantly, the critical element, the user needs to be onboarded to training and awareness so that the project is successful. Our perspective on Microsoft positioning, we feel Micro Focus is wonderfully placed and it has a complete range of product and solutions, right from the products in the identity and access management space to the products in the cybersecurity SOCs or the same field. Then in the area of application security, data security, it's a quite length and breadth range of product, and this is further complemented by the synergy gain of acquisition they have done in the UEBA product and the security automation and orchestration or the SOAR product, and the position as a leader with the products like ArcSight, NetIQ, 45 Voltage. It's superb. Presence in the region, the length and breadth of customers where we can collaborate is an excellent position to be. Wonderful brand value which the company carries, and of course the people, the team, which is again very strategical for the company. Engaging together in the market, there are common objectives, which is solving the customer problem between HCL and Micro Focus. The value chain integration with right products from Micro Focus and the consultative mind and the hands to do the implementation of HCL. Bringing value to the customers together, both our existing customer and the new customers which we're going after. Expand the focus and get the mind share of the customer is something which we are looking at when we do codes and do some joint events, webinars, and meetings with the customers in the market. At the end, I would like to quote Helen Keller, "Alone, we can do very little, but together we can do too much." Thank you very much.